Hi there, Linda Goodall here. You've probably been making masks. I've been making masks. Some of you have made dozens and dozens, even hundreds and thousands. And many of you are making this standard pleated mask. And I've just embellished mine with a little clown face here. And while these are easy to make, they have a little disadvantage. They don't fit all that well. In fact, if I get my friend Mr. Bear up here, if I put this on, it gaps here and on the sides and down below, and it covers his eyes, and it just doesn't do it very well as far as protecting you. Now, one advantage it has, it's easy to breathe because of all the gaps, and it's easy to sew. So that was the first one I made, and then I moved on to this mask. This mask has a dart here at the top and here at the bottom, so it does fit a little bit better, and it has the pleats on the sides. So it does fit better. It even fits Mr. Bear better. And it has embroidery. Now, the nice thing about these, because there's no center seam, you can put embroidery on them. Now, those of you that are worried about needle holes from the embroidery, I put an interfacing on the back. And it's lined, and it has a pocket. So nothing is coming through. The problem was that it still doesn't fit very well over the bridge of the nose. The next mask I went to was the Olsen mask, and I've made a lot of these. I probably made 24 of these for friends, and I just use an old t-shirt for the inside. It's got a pocket for the lining, and it fits better because it has that center seam. It does make it harder to put embroidery on. And the most recent mask I made is called the Jessie mask, and it's more shaped, and it comes back farther, and it fits really, really well. So, looks like that. And the nice thing about this one is it comes in multiple sizes. Now, the downside of multiple sizes is that it's not going to work well for everybody. You really need to measure. It comes in 8 sizes and 3 different styles. So, a total of 24 different sizes you can make. So, it's not the one you're going to make for production. It's the one you're going to make for yourself and for your friends. Now, I do have one with embroidery. It's my little shark mask. And I have an anniversary coming up next month. We got married in the shark tank, so I just thought we needed a shark mask. Now, the trick was that none of these conform well over the bridge of the nose unless you put something in. Okay, we're done with you, Mr. Bear. And the first thing I tried was floral wire. And even with 4 or 5 pieces of this, it really didn't do all that well. Plus, it was hard to control while I was sewing it in. And the next thing I tried was these cheapy aluminum pie pans. And even with 2 or 3 strips, which I cut up to 3.5-inch pieces, and then just wrapped in a piece of leftover stabilizer, they are still flimsy. They do help conform to the shape of your nose, but not really all that well. So the next thing I learned about was these guys. And these are coffee filter things. And here's one that's already been folded. And you'll find them on the bags of coffee. And they just fold around like that, and they keep your bag closed. Now, the nice thing about these, they're 7 inches long. So when you cut them in half, they're the exact right length to put in your mask over the top. Also, they have an adhesive on the back, so you can just peel that off, and it'll help hold it in place while you sew it in place. And you're just going to take a piece of fabric and stitch it over. Now, on these masks, this is the Jessie mask. I'll put a link in the description down below. What I did was I actually sewed it to the lining. So I just stuck it down, put another piece of scrap fabric over it, and stitched around it with my zipper foot so you can get right up next to it. I even retrofitted this guy because if you have a mask that has a pocket in it, like these or the Olsen mask, you can retrofit all of those with these by just sliding it in there, in between the layers, and then using your zipper foot to stitch around the edge. So that's my little trick. Now, these things you can buy by the thousands. I don't need 1,000. So we're taking our extras and we're putting them in our shop in packages of 12, which will actually do 24 masks. So you can get those, and the shipping is free in the U.S. Now, who would have guessed that we'd be wearing masks this long? We're probably going to be wearing masks for quite a while. So you might as well spend some time and make a mask that fits you well and is washable. And this holds up much better than the other solutions I've found for shaping that mask across your face. So I hope this has been helpful. Please like and please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.